Quello è stato anche un aspetto abbastanza forte. Il fatto di essere allontanati così tanto da se stessi e avvicinati così tanto a questo criminale.
Ora entra in scena il prestigiatore.
I don't know if you know, Gabber is an Italian songwriter. He said that he didn't fear the Berlusconi as a man, but the Berlusconi inside him. And I feel that in this TV show you've done the same. You made us fear about the Mussolini inside ourselves. So I was facing that fear, that Mussolini that we all have inside us.
That's brilliant. That's exactly what we were trying to do. To not demonize him, to not make him other, but to try and come to grips with that part of ourselves which is Mussolini, and you know that the beast exists in all of us, and so in a sense it's also a cautionary tale, a metaphoric cautionary tale for that part of ourselves that we need to make sure doesn't control our lives, our families, our businesses. That's great that you got it, or that we communicated what we were trying to communicate. Absolutely.
E siccome tu hai dovuto trovarlo purtroppo più di tutti noi, non hai paura, perché nella prima metà lui c'ha anche un certo carisma, un certo fascino animale, se vogliamo, risulta addirittura simpatico. Poi nella seconda parte mi sono sentita fisicamente male perché esce fuori tutto quello che poi in realtà è stato. Hai paura che magari possa risultare affascinante in qualche modo e qualcuno possa dire però era simpatico?
No, non credo. Non credo. Le persone le persone che faranno l'esperienza della serie e che si interesseranno alla storia, che verranno stimolate nel conoscere quello che è stato, io non credo. Cioè, non credo. Credo anzi nell'intelligenza e nella sensibilità del pubblico. Quindi no, ti risponderei di no.
Mm-hmm. I said that in the first part is charming in a way. He has the lure of an animal. In the second part, I felt ill because we know what he did. Do you fear that somebody could think, but it was funny, it was charming?
It's interesting, you know, they did before the recent election in America, they did a test to discover why people voted for Trump. And the overriding reason they voted for him was because they thought he was funny. And I find that extraordinary, that's why one might, you know, he makes me laugh, I'll vote for him, and, you know, he can control the world. So I think that his humour was important. He used humour. And in fact, you know, you look at a lot of the politicians in Italy now, they say something serious and then they end with a joke. It's a skill and a tactic, and I think that it was important to convey that in the show. I dread the idea. My biggest fear is that someone will stop watching at, you know, the end of episode 4, when he is triumphant and he's, you know, done the march on Rome and he's standing on the desk and he's like, "Ray," and that's my fear. However, I trust that we've made something engaging enough that people will keep watching it and see where this cautionary tale really leads us.
E per smorzare un po' una cosa più leggera, hai detto, Luca, che sul set una volta è venuta tua mamma e non ti ha riconosciuto. Mi puoi raccontare un po' com'è andata quel giorno?
Sì, eravamo a Napoli. No, ma penso fosse per... Sì, diciamo, l'aspetto non ha aiutato a farmi riconoscere. Quello è stato anche un aspetto abbastanza forte. Il fatto di essere allontanati così tanto da se stessi e avvicinati così tanto a questo criminale. Sì, quella è stata una parte dell'esperienza, diciamo.
E questa cosa te la porterai dietro per sempre. Dice, oddio, nemmeno mia madre mi ha riconosciuto.
No, per fortuna adesso mi riconosce di nuovo.
I said that on set his mother didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
How impactful it was.
Yeah, it was extraordinary, you know.
Data show us that the younger people are going towards extreme right now. And why is like this, in your opinion? Because they have all the information, they have internet, they should know what happened. But why they are going towards extreme right, in your opinion?
In my opinion, which
Yeah.
isn't worth much, because I'm not a sociologist. However, I would suggest that the world is incredibly confusing to all of us right now, and especially the young. There's so much information. It's difficult to discern what is the truth. And the far right has always supplied people with reductive, simple answers. It's not your fault, it's the fault of the immigrants. It's not your fault, it's the fault of the Jews. It's not your fault, it's the fault of someone else. We just demonize these people and you are absolved. And it's a very simple idea and a very simple solution. And so people gravitate to those simple ideas and solutions because the truth of the matter is that there are no simple solutions, that life is nuanced and difficult and complicated, and there are no certainties. So I think that is why not just young people, but everyone, not everyone, why a lot of people gravitate towards these kind of simple, brutal, far right solutions.
Sottoscrivi?
Assolutamente sì, è una meravigliosa risposta.
Grazie mille, grazie.
Grazie.
Ribadisco, come ho detto a Venezia, è un capolavoro.